Lucozia, once a beacon of prosperity, lay fractured. The old king struck down by a traitor's hand, 5 squabbling heirs, each vying for the throne. A land teetering on the precipice of all-out war. Ancient evils stirred in the shadows, sensing weakness, their hunger growing with each passing day. The people, desperate for leadership, cried out for a savior. Little did they know, their salvation came not with a roar, but with the whisper of ash on the wind. The heart of Lucozia, once a vibrant tapestry of culture and commerce, was now stained with the blood of innocence. Refugees fled burning cities, farmers abandoned their fields, their plows rusting in the shadow of approaching armies. Hope, once a flickering candle in the darkness, threatened to be extinguished entirely. Dustin Rhys, the youngest of the king's children, was never meant for rule. A scholar, not a soldier, he preferred the company of books to the clang of steel. Yet fate had a cruel way of upsetting even the most carefully laid plans. When news of his father's murder reached him, a quiet fire ignited within Dustin. A fire fueled by grief, yes, but also by a fierce sense of responsibility. He bore the mark of the Ashen Dragon, a curse bestowed upon his bloodline generations ago. It granted him power, immense and terrible, but at a cost. The dragon's magic simmered beneath his skin, a constant reminder of the destructive potential that lay dormant within him. Dustin, wary of this power, kept it tightly leashed, preferring diplomacy and strategy to brute force. He knew that true strength lay not in wielding power, but in knowing when to restrain it. At Dustin's side stood Natasha, his most trusted advisor and confidant. More than just a healer, she possessed a keen mind for battle and a heart fiercely loyal to her prince. Where Dustin was quiet and contemplative, Natasha was a whirlwind of energy and action, her sharp wit cutting through deception like a well-honed blade. She had come to Dustin years ago, a refugee from a war-torn land. He saw past her humble beginnings, recognizing the sharp intelligence and unwavering loyalty that burned within her. He made her his shield, his confidant, his friend. Little did he know she would become so much more. The court buzzed with intrigue. Dustin's siblings, each hungry for power, whispered in dark corners, forging alliances built on ambition and deceit. Ancient prophecies resurfaced, speaking of a forgotten god, the god of conquest, who reveled in bloodshed and chaos. His followers, masked and merciless, began to spread their influence throughout the land, preying on the weak and sowing discord wherever they went. The very air crackled with tension, the threat of war hanging heavy over Lucozia. Dustin, thrust into this viper's nest of betrayal and bloodshed, knew he could trust no one save for Natasha. She became his eyes and ears, her network of spies feeding him information, her counsel his only solace in the gathering storm. While Dustin commanded respect with his quiet strength and strategic brilliance, it was Natasha who truly held their fledgling alliance together. She navigated the treacherous currents of court politics with the grace of a master dancer, deflecting threats and forging alliances before his enemies even knew they were playing her game. Her counsel was invaluable. She urged caution when Dustin's temper flared, reminding him that true power lay not in brute force but in calculated action. She saw the potential in his quiet leadership, his ability to inspire loyalty not through fear, but through respect. With Natasha at his side, Dustin began to navigate the treacherous path to uniting Lucozia, his influence growing with each passing day. The whispers of war soon escalated into full-blown conflict. Dustin, forced to unleash the dragon within, found himself wrestling with the beast that raged beneath his skin. Each victory, bought with fire and fury, chipped away at his soul, leaving him haunted by the devastation he wrought. Natasha, ever vigilant, saw the toll it took on him. She reminded him of the man he was, the just and compassionate ruler he aspired to be. She helped him find balance, to temper the dragon's fury with strategic precision, to never lose sight of the man beneath the fire. Betrayals cut deep. One by one, Dustin's siblings fell to the manipulations of the god of conquest's followers, their ambition clouding their judgment. Only Natasha remained, her loyalty unwavering, her faith in Dustin absolute. They stood together, a beacon of hope in a realm consumed by darkness. They faced impossible odds, their forces outnumbered, their allies dwindling. Yet they fought on, inspired by the plight of their people, their bond forged in the fires of adversity. Dustin, his resolve tempered by Natasha's unwavering faith, began to understand the true meaning of leadership. It wasn't about power or dominance, but about sacrifice, about putting the needs of his people above his own. The final battle was a symphony of chaos and carnage. Dustin, wielding the dragon's power with newfound control, fought with the fury of a man defending everything he held dear. Natasha, a whirlwind of blades and fury, cut down all who stood in their path. Victory came at a cost. Friends and allies lay dead, their sacrifices etched into the very fabric of Lucozia. Dustin, his face streaked with soot and blood, looked upon the devastation with a heavy heart. He had won, but at what price? As the dust settled, a new Lucozia began to rise from the ashes. Dustin, crowned king, ruled not with an iron fist, but with a compassionate heart, guided by the lessons learned in war. Natasha, his queen, remained his closest advisor, her wisdom and strength tempering his rule. Together they rebuilt their shattered kingdom, their bond unbreakable, their love a testament to the power of loyalty and sacrifice. The Ashen King and the Crimson Queen, their names whispered in hushed tones of admiration and respect, their legend forever intertwined with the fate of Lucozia.